Hey YouTube, welcome back to week 3 of 52 Weeks Friday.
Editing me here. This was supposed to go up last night, but wouldn't you know, my internet was down. But better late than never, so for your viewing pleasure, 52 Weeks Friday on Saturday.
Okay, so to recap, week 1 was to drink more water. In the last 52 Weeks Friday video, I discussed how that challenge went for me and what I found worked for me to be consistent or relatively consistent with it. In the last week, I haven't found any new approaches, but there were a couple of days where I didn't use a water bottle like I had talked about in that video, and I absolutely drank way less water on those days. I think sometimes just having it in front of you is enough to prompt you to drink it, so of course I'm going to drink more water out of a water bottle that I have sitting in front of my face than the glass that I have sitting on the counter in the kitchen. So if you're struggling to get your water intake and you haven't already, try the water bottle. It doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't need to be a $50 Stanley or have time markers. A $5 water bottle from Walmart will do it. I honestly think this was like $3 at the dollar store. Side note, I don't like freezing cold water, so this is fine for me. P.S. I feel like Stanley really took off after that girl who had the car fire still had ice cubes in her water. But I bought my boyfriend like a $20 insulated water bottle last Christmas and recently had it sitting on my kitchen counter for days. Finally went to dump it so that I could wash it, and guess what? There was still ice in it after several days on my room temperature counter. So really, any water bottle will do. Okay, moving on to week 2's challenge, get more sleep. The first few days of this challenge were challenging because I had just started a new medication which was having the opposite effect of inducing sleep. I honestly thought I would have to do this video and be like, yeah, so I haven't slept in a week, but luckily that sleep disruption only lasted a few days. But this was also weird because it wasn't that long ago that I literally did a video on improving my sleep and sleep habits, so I didn't just want to reiterate what I had said in that video. I generally do get the recommended 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night, if not more, so I approached this challenge with the goal of improving my sleep quality rather than quantity. Side note, for each chapter in the book, they usually have a, if you're already doing this, here's how you can step it up section. But for this one chapter, they didn't have that if you were already getting the recommended amount of sleep, which is why I sort of made this my own challenge. Honestly, I didn't do anything that special other than I've had the same bedtime routine for years. If it's something you want to see, let me know. I'll definitely do a video on it. But the thing is, that routine was just a general guideline as to when it was time for bed rather than the actual cue to go to sleep. So for the last week, the completion of my routine was the completion of my day. That's when it was lights out. Actually, it was already lights out. So that's when it was TV off, podcast on, like actually time to sleep rather than watching another episode or 2 or 3 of TV or scrolling my phone. Yes, I do listen to podcasts because I have horrific night terrors and sleep paralysis if I don't. If you don't have that issue, maybe you'd be better off not having electronic devices on, but I know for myself, I know I wouldn't sleep well if I didn't have that audio distraction to keep me grounded in reality. But yeah, all week I have been using the end of my bedtime routine as my cue to go to sleep, and I've been asleep before midnight. I usually go to sleep anywhere between 12:30 to 1 a.m., so I am going to sleep earlier, but not only that, I am waking up earlier. Not like I'm going to bed at 11:30 and waking up at 8:30 and still getting my 9 hours, but I'm waking up at like 7, feeling okay. Not tired, not like I'm lacking sleep, but for lack of a better word, refreshed. So I think I'm going to keep this up. Despite technically getting less sleep, I do feel better just by going to sleep earlier. That being said, the challenge was to get sufficient sleep, not better sleep. So if you are not getting your 7 to 8 hours, you can refer back to my previous video where I talked about some things that help me sleep. And if you are getting an adequate quantity of sleep, but maybe not quality sleep, let me know. I will be happy to do a video on my bedtime routine and see if anything I can do can help you as well. But of course, buy the book. It has a lot of great tips and tricks on how to maximize not only the quantity of your sleep, but the quality as well. So as always, it'll be linked in the description. Okay, so now we're on to week 3. This is literally going to get harder as each week passes. Anyway, week 3, keep active. Okay, this is not so much about exercising as it is about incorporating routine physical activity into your day. So if anyone has any suggestions for how to do this, because I am drawing a bit of a blank, let me know, let us all know. The book does give a few suggestions on how to do this, but as always, I am not going to reiterate word for word what the book says. If you want to know, you have to buy it. I am not partnered with the author, by the way. That said, in next week's video, if I do take any of the book suggestions, I will give you an update. That said, I'm going to do my best to keep physically active outside of the gym. Right now, I think that looks like taking the dogs on a lot of walks, but we'll see if I can come up with anything else, and we'll talk about it in a week, so stay tuned. So next video is scheduled for Christmas Day, and despite my flip-floppy schedule, I do think I'll actually have a video uploaded that day. At least I have a video planned for that day. So yeah, on that note, if you enjoyed this video, if you are enjoying the series, please like and share, subscribe so you don't miss the next 52 Weeks Friday video. Thank you for watching this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!